Chelsea 4, Palace 0. Joined by Pat here. Pat, I didn't see that result coming. I'll be honest with you. I didn't see us losing 4-0. There's always a chance that we were going to lose this game because we were underdogs. But it just seemed like we weren't at it today. And I felt personally that tactically, it just wasn't right from the start to the finish.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the first half, we were doing what it seems like we've been doing all season and just kind of waiting to maybe nick them on the counter and, steal one from them and try and come back from it. But, yeah, it was almost like we got in a time machine and went back to the end of last season where it was just the same tactics, the same no plan B, all the things that we were kind of getting so frustrated with at the end of last year kind of showed their ugly head again.
Yeah, that's what frustrates me though, because last season you may have an excuse saying that we don't have enough players, but today we started with Eze. There was Max Meyer on the bench, there was Christian Benteke on the bench, so you could easily try to switch it up, but we still didn't switch it up, and that's the thing that frustrates me with Roy, is the fact that he doesn't have a plan B. It's always if plan A doesn't work, they still stick with plan A. And that is simply not good enough. And that's why I don't think, of course, you can say this is an overreaction to the game, but in general, it's not only this game, but I don't think Roy can take us to the next level, but hopefully he can keep us up. But if teams figure us out throughout the season, then it does get worrying.
Yeah, I mean, and, in fairness to him, you can argue that, Michy not being available today and Schlupp being out, those are two attacking options and maybe he could throw on. But I'm less willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. We've seen it unfold so many times before. And just like you said, maybe it keeps us up. I think it might. But other than that, I don't think it takes you to the next level. You can't expect a team week in and week out to have 20 to 25% the ball for the entire match and not make a couple mistakes here and there and let some goals in. It's just inevitable when you're conceding that much possession.
Yeah, and you look at the goals that were conceded, of course, Mamadou Sakho, let's just talk about him. But in a way, I was upset during the watch along, of course. I'm like, oh, come on, what's going on now? It's getting silly. But when you're constantly under pressure for 90 minutes, mistakes are expected to happen because this is football. This is 90-minute match and it's a Premier League. So can you really blame the defenders for them sloppy errors?
No, I really think that you hit the nail on the head. I mean, yeah, they shouldn't make those mistakes, the professionals. But, when out of the 90 minutes you are playing, in front of your own goal, 10 behind the ball for, 70, 75 of those minutes, you're bound to make a couple mistakes. And, anyone that's watched us play and watched Sakho play knows that he has this up his sleeve. He can have a master class like he did when he came in against United and spray some balls around. And he can also do some stuff where he tries to backheel a ball in his own box and lets in a goal. So, I mean, you kind of got to take the good with the bad with the guy. But, yeah, I mean, not having the ball as much, and especially now with these attacking guys that we have 4 out-and-out attacking players that need to have the ball at their feet and make some magic happen, and we're not doing it.
Yeah, why do you think that was the case today then? I mean, we had Eze starting, we had Wilfried Zaha starting, we had Jordan Ayew and Andros Townsend, but yet we still struggled going forward. What do you think it was?
Again, it's that lack of a second option. And, for all the defensive mistakes that Chelsea made last week and the liabilities that they've had, they did a really good job at getting back and stopping our counterattacks. If you watch, the way Conte and Jorginho kind of went back and covered the wings when Chilwell would go forward and James would go forward. They did a really good job of kind of going back there and making sure they covered the flanks, so we didn't have any space down the edge, and that was where we got a lot of our goals for the first couple games. Not having a second option after that, still not having that ball-carrying midfielder that can kind of make some stuff happen in the midfield, not bringing someone on that maybe Eze is that guy that you could slide him more centrally. It's just, the plan works when it works, and it looks good, but when it doesn't, it's awful. It's abysmal to watch.
Yeah, it really is. And let's quickly talk about deadline day coming on Monday for international transfers. Do you think that we have to sign anyone, or is this squad good enough for the rest of the season?
I think we need a few, beggars can't be choosers, I guess, for Palace. We've done more than we've had in the past few windows, but if today shows that 2 of our attacking players being out and Schlupp and Batshuayi cause, 0 options going forward to make a plan B, then maybe we need another forward coming in. We could use another wide man to give some competition for Townsend, despite him playing pretty well so far. But I would hope we would get at least one more. And I think being a Palace supporter, one is probably all we can hope for. And I hope it's more of a forward type.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that Roy Hodgson seemed pretty content with the squad before the Chelsea game. And when asked about Ben Rama, he said the following. He said something around the lines that We haven't really been in discussion with them, but you never know what could happen. Just looking ahead to the next game against Brighton, that's going to be a massive game. And do you think the pressure's on Roy after this result that we have to go out there? It's Brighton, of course, you have to win that game. But is there more pressure now because of the way that this game planned out? Or do you think, it's against Chelsea? We didn't expect much anyways.
I think there's going to be more pressure from the fans than there is going to be from the board. I think the board's going to have his back a little more. But from a fan perspective, I think that, yeah, especially it being Brighton, we're not going to want to sit back. Brighton's a team that likes to have possession of the ball. Brighton's a team that likes to build up really slowly. If we sit back against them and play like this, you're going to see a lot of resent from our fans. So I hope that we can kind of figure some things out. And, being glass half full, we have 2 weeks to recover from some injuries, a few knocks that we have. And the next 7 matches are all winnable matches. I think the toughest one being Wolves and Leeds. Leeds is playing pretty well. But all of those next 7 matches we have, we can get points out of. So I think we can have time to recover, maybe come up with a couple new tactics, a few wrinkles, and, trying to be glass half full here. I think we can do pretty good moving forward.
Are you confident about the game?
Against Brighton?
Yeah.
No. I'm really not.
You're not.
The way they play just seems like the complete opposite of what we want to go against. They don't like to get many numbers forward. They like to build up slow. They don't leave space behind on the counterattack. So we're kind of playing right into their hands if we do what we did today.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining me, Pat. As always, if you guys want to come and join the fan cams, make sure to leave that comment down below and we'll try to get you on. And until next time, up the Palace.
All right. Thank you.